What's going on, guys? Mad Russian here. Today I'm bringing you guys an Odd Eyes Magician Performapal deck profile for the March 31st ban list. And with Wisdom Eye back at 2, I feel like this deck would be definitely a lot faster. And yeah, so I'll definitely get started on the deck profile right now. So, of course, with this deck, you run triple Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. This is like your searcher. You put it in your scale if you've got like a bricked hand, and this helps just like unclog it because you can activate it and then phase you search out a Wisdom Eye or something like a Pendulum monster with 1500 or less attack. So that's pretty good. Dragon Pit Magician at 3 because this gets rid of your opponent's back row and it's your scale of 8, which is really good in this deck. Then I run double Oath Dragon Magician. I feel like 2 is okay because I have a lot of low scale pendulum monsters, so I feel like just running like an equalizing number of 2 and 8 and like low and high is kind of really good. So of course, with Wisdom Eye being back at 2, you're gonna run 2 of him because he's really good. Everyone knows what he does, and I feel like it wasn't really broken. It didn't really deserve to be hit at all. It was mainly pendulum call, but Wisdom Eye at 2 definitely helps to speed up the deck a lot. And for the one-ofs for my Magician lineup, I have one Janky Magician. Janky Magician just helps bring out my Odd Eyes Raging Dragon, and Noble Dragon Magician helps me go into a lot of level 7 plays like Black Rose, Clearwing, Synchro, Ancient Fairy Dragon, because you can pop your opponent's field spell card, then search out Sky Iris. What else do I have? Oh, Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragon. So yeah, that's for my Magician lineup, and I'm going to be showcasing my Performapal engine right now. So for the Performapals, I have two Performapal Pendulum Sorcerer. This card's really good. You want to see this card, of course, not all the time, not like because if you have this card like at 3 or something, you might have 2 in your hand and something else, and that doesn't really work. And this card's really easily searchable with Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, Performapal Skullcrobat Joker, so he's definitely really searchable. And then of course I run 2 Performapal Guitardle. This is like the draw power of the deck, Guitardle, along with 2 Lizard Draw, because it's just activate, draw 1, pop, Lizard Draw another card, so it's like draw 2 cards, so it's really good. And of course the last card is Performapal Skullcrobat Joker. Of course, he is the main Performapal monster. He is the best one. Searches out anything in the deck. So now I'll get started with my more generic Pendulum monster lineup. So especially since this is a Magician build, I have triple Mist Valley Apex Avian. I feel like this card's too good not to run at 3 or even 2. If you just run it at 1, you're never going to see it. So 2 is kind of like you'll never almost see it, and I want to see this. If I go first, I'll definitely want to have this card at 3, most definitely, and definitely open up 1, 2, or whatever, and this just really helps stop and slow down your opponent, because I like the fact that it goes to your hand instead. I feel like I prefer that because it's safer and it keeps it safe, and then you can just pendulum summon the next turn. And you can also go into rank 7 options, of course, if you can't get over something. And if you're going second, you can definitely side it out, right? It's also an option. So, and I feel like that you can go pendulum summon level 7 is really powerful in this deck. And then I have 2 Magical Abductor, because this card just helps searching out, since you do run quite a bit of spells in this deck, this does search out quite a bit of stuff, so that's why I like having it at 2. And of course my last monster of the deck, Luster Pendulum, the Draco Slayer, because Ignister is still so good, gets rid of a lot of the problem cards off the board. So that's it for my monster lineup. For my spells, I run triple Ignite Reload, because you do brick, you can brick quite a bit, but you don't usually brick. But if you do, this is just one of the options to unclog your hand and kind of just reset it, so that's pretty good. But you have to watch out, because once you activate this card, you can no longer draw cards for the rest of the turn, including another Ignite Reload. So you can only activate 1 per turn, and you cannot draw cards for the rest of the turn. So I was really thinking about cutting out my Upstart Goblin, but I was like, nah, I'll keep it. And then I have triple Sky Iris, because this is your Pendulum Protection, and it's also your Odd Eyes Fusion and Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon Searcher, so that's really good. And it's also just another spell card for a Magical Abductor counter. And along with that, I have 2 Terraforming just to search it out a lot better. And for my one-ofs, I have 1 Upstart Goblin, one Pot of Riches, which is really live. This is live first turn, like because you pop with the Pendulum, Performapal Pendulum Sorcerer. That's 2 cards already, plus the accumulated Pendulum cards to the extra deck that'll occur from early game, mid game, late game, whatever. And it kind of sucks because this deck does go into a lot of Fusion, XC, Synchro, but you can only Pendulum Summon when to use this card. So yeah, one Summoner's Art just to search out Dragon Pit a lot faster. One Pen Call, and of course one Odd Eyes Fusion. I am gonna run 2. I'm currently obtaining a second Odd Eyes Fusion, so it's definitely on its way. And I feel like if when my second one comes in, I'll probably take out an Ignite Reload or a Summoner's Art or maybe even Upstart Goblin. So yeah, I definitely would run 2 Odd Eyes Fusion because it's really good. And for my traps, I do run 2 Royal Decree because this is the March 31st ban list, and Imperial Order is a huge card, and it's a huge problem for this deck, along with 3 Anti-Spell Fragrance that somebody could have in their side deck. So that's 4 cards already that can lock out pendulums. So I feel like main decking Royal Decree is absolutely necessary. And it takes out a lot of the trap cards that are problems as well, like strikes, warnings, D-barriers. So having double Royal Decree is really good. And it doesn't really hurt the deck because you'll, like, I hope to see it first turn, that way I can set it, and then, you know, but if you have 3, you might go up against Lightsworns or Blue Eyes, a deck that doesn't run any back row. So that's why I only run 2. So on to my extra deck. I have one Odd Eyes Fusion, one Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon. So along with the Odd Eyes Fusion, I am currently obtaining a second Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon. So I will probably find space for it somewhere in my extra deck because having 2 is really phenomenal. Yeah, this card is just so good. It gets to bounce a card, and then you just get to have, like, it's like a negation. It's like a you know, like a Mist Valley Apex Avian pretty much. So. And then of course I have Nirvana High Paladin because this card just gets back anything from your graveyard to your hand. Then it just like resets your plays, which is really good, and its pendulum effect is really good. So one Ignister, of course, and for my level 7 Synchros, I have Ancient Fairy Dragon. If your opponent has a field spell card, you can pop it and then search Sky Iris. And of course, its first effect, you can't enter your battle phase to turn to activate this effect, but you can special summon a level 4 or lower, I believe, monster from your hand, so you can special your Performapal Pendulum Sorcerer and get its effect off and search and do all that kind of stuff. So yeah, one Clearwing Synchro Dragon. I usually just run this just to protect Mist Valley Apex Avian or Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon, so that's why it's there. Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragon. This card's really good, especially against like a Gradle matchup, or if your opponent runs Honest in a deck, or just stuff like that. I feel like it's really good. And of course, one Black Rose Dragon, just to clear the field. And yeah, if I feel like sacrificing my Pendulum skills is worth it, to clearing the board. So yeah, and for my XZ monsters, one Odd Eyes Raging Dragon, because this is like your best rank 7 monster. It's kind of tough to get out, but its effect is crazy. It just blows up your opponent's field. This card gains 100 attack for each card destroyed, and yeah, it just kind of just opens up for game. One Draco Sack, just for protection, and it can pop opponent's back row or monsters that are problems on the field. And then I run 2 Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon. This card's really good. It's also one of those targets I have for Odd Eyes Fusion when I can use cards from the extra deck. I usually use one of these. And yeah, this card is just really, it has a lot of utility to it. Abyss Dweller, because you can go into it first turn like a Mist Valley Apex Avian, have like a Skull Crobat Joker, Pendulum Sorcerer, and go into Abyss Dweller. Silent Honor Arc, Castel, and of course Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon. So these are just your rank 4 options you can go into. So yeah, that's my extra deck, guys. Now I'm going to show you guys my side deck options. So of course with the side deck, it's all your own personal preference. It's all what you guys prefer. Like, I just prefer this stuff, and you guys can definitely do the same with the extra, main, etc. So starting off with the triples that I have in my side deck, I have triple Chaos Hunter. If I'm going against the Infernoid matchup, I'll definitely take out my Mist Valley Apex Avians and put in triple Chaos Hunter because this card's really good against them. Triple Mystical Space Typhoon. if I feel like this card's really, like, if I feel like back row is a big problem to me, or even if I'm going against another pendulum deck, like, just disrupting their plays is also really good. I have 2 Effect Veiler in my side deck because you can search it out with Magical Abductor's Monster Effect. So if you just normal summon Magical Abductor, activate a scale, another scale, and a Sky Iris, that's automatically a Veiler in your hand, so that's pretty good. Double Dark Hole, if I feel like I'm going against a matchup with a plenty of monster on the field, and I just feel like just clearing their board, and then I can go from there, which is really good. And for my one-ofs, I have 1 Denko Sekka for a lot of like back row hate, like Paleozoic, stuff like that. And then I side in a 3rd Royal Decree, again, trap heavy deck, stuff like that. And Starlight Road, if I feel like my opponent's running Twin Twisters or stuff like that, that can pop my scales, like monster effects that blow up 2 cards at once. Black Wings, especially if they have like Icarus attack, just stuff like that. And along with that, 1 Stardust Dragon to put in the extra deck. And of course I side Orient Dragon. If I have a synchro heavy opponent lineup, then I'll definitely have Orient Dragon just to banish. So yeah, that rounds off my deck profile for the Odd Eyes Magician Performapal for the March 31st ban list. So thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe and comment down below what you guys think of my deck profile. Leave any comments down below if you guys think that I should run something, I should try something out, some spicy tech cards. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Have a good day. Mad Russian out.